Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I am filming a video showcasing some of the items that I spoke about in my last video in my Sephora VIB recommendations. And I'm going in with two foundations, three different shades, but two different foundations. And I'm using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD in two shades, Y305 and actually, it is Y325 and Y405. Those are the two shades in the Ultra HD. And then I'm also going in with the Makeup Forever Waterblend foundation, and that is in the shade 305. And the reason why I really enjoy mixing those two foundations is because I really highly enjoy the Ultra HD foundation on its own. I don't like the Waterblend foundation on its own, but interestingly, I do find that when I mix it with other foundations, either the Ultra HD that I just mentioned, or even other foundations that I have in my collection, I really like the skin-like appearance that it gives my foundation, which is really interesting because, like I mentioned, I don't like it on its own. And now I'm just going in with Benefits Precisely My Brow in the shade 2.5 to fill in my brows. Personally, I don't do anything special with my eyebrows. I just fill in the natural shape of my brow to enhance it a bit and make it look a little bit more fuller. And to hold my eyebrows in place, I'm just going in with ColourPop's Brow Boss Gel in the shade Clear. Typically, I buy this item when I'm purchasing from ColourPop's website directly, but you can also find that item at Ulta. For my eyeshadow primer, I am using Urban Decay's Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the shade Eden. And with any brush of your choice, of your preference, you can go ahead and blend in your eyeshadow primer. I am using Sigma's 3D HD Precision brush. For my eyeshadow look today, I'll be using Natasha Denona's Gold Palette. And this is one of the items I mentioned in my last video, which is available at Sephora. One of my favorite palettes. I absolutely adore it. And to start off my look, I'll be using a Wayne Goss fluffy brush in 04. And you can use whatever fluffy blending brush that you have in your collection. I'll be going in with the shade Aria all over my crease. Using Real Techniques brush, I believe it's the crease brush. I will try to link everything down below. I'm going in with another item that I mentioned, the Too Faced Born This Way, the Natural Nudes. And I'm using the shade Swan from that palette because the gold palette does not have a shade that's light enough to go under my brow bone. And the reason why I'm doing that today, I don't always put a brow bone color, but if I do, I try to use one that really matches my skin tone and is not going to highlight my brow bone, but more so just to set down the eyeshadow primer that I put on, and as well as just help to blend out the crease shade. And now I am going in back into the Natasha Denona Gold palette using the shade Sandstone and placing that in the crease as well and blending that into the first color that I put in, Aria. Now, as you can see, I'm going in with the shade Log, and that's the deepest brown shade in the palette, just a teeny tiny bit. And I want to deepen the crease a little bit more with the shade Log. Now I'm going in with a tiny pencil brush. This particular brush is made for the outer V, which I really do like because I feel that it does a great job of placing eyeshadow in the outer V corner of the eye. I'm going back into Log and just deepening out the outer corner. Just taking my fluffy brush again to blend all of those shades together and try to make sure that everything is blended nicely. Now taking a packing brush as well, also from Makeup Geek, I'm going in with the shade Brass. It's such a pretty shade. With these eyeshadows, you really do not need to wet your brush. You can wet your brush using like a MAC Fix Plus or anything that you have in your collection, but I really feel that you don't need to do that. Wow, I mean, look at that color payoff. I hope you can see what I'm seeing on my end because it's pretty dope. Now I'll just be going in with a little bit more concealer than I usually put because I feel that my eyes are looking pretty glam. So I want to make sure that my under eye is nice and covered. Using a small pencil brush, this is a very small, precise pencil brush. I am going in with the 3 shades that I placed into my crease, and I'll be putting those shades in my lower lash line. Taking a very small blending brush that I have from Luxie brushes. I'm using that to blend out the 3 shades. And now I'm taking a little bit more of Log and placing that on the lower lash line, more so on the outer corner of my lower lash line. With the Luxie brush, I'm just going back in to blend out the eyeshadow that I just placed down with the small precision brush. On a tiny pencil brush that I have from Morphe, I'm going in with the shade Oro or Oro. And I am placing that in my inner corner just to highlight a bit. And I just forgot to show you the brush that I'm using, so there it is. So you can see it's a small, tiny pencil brush to highlight my inner corner. I was going to go in with a Magnificent Metal, but decided to tightline first, and I'll be using Marc Jacobs Brownie. And here I'm completely shocked because my eyeliner flew out, and that was not a cheap eyeliner. So now I'm just trying to operate and put it back in its component. All fixed. I'm happy again. Now I'm taking Stila's Magnificent Metal in Kitten Karma. Wow, it's pretty. And putting that on the lower lash line near the tear duct on the bottom of my eye. Using a very teeny tiny pencil brush, I'm just blending that in so that it can blend in seamlessly with the eyeshadow that I had already placed on my lower lash line. For mascara, I'll be using Tarte's Big Eagle Mascara. Now I am finishing up my face, and I'm using Iconic London's Illuminator in their original shade to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. I like to dab a little bit on my hand first, and then I'll take either a little bit with my finger or my beauty blender, and then I'll blend it out. Adding a bit of highlight to my Cupid's bow as well. And now just blending that out with my beauty blender. If I'm using a cream or liquid highlighter, I usually try to stick with cream or liquid bronzer and blushes. And if I'm using all powder, then I will do the same. But typically, whether I'm using liquid and cream or powder, I like to highlight first because I feel that it gives a nice natural look to the skin when you add the bronzer next and then you go in with blush last. I really feel that the highlight does not look like a stripe across your face. I also try to highlight where light naturally bounces off of my skin, so wherever the highlight points of my face are. I'll be bronzing with Fenty Beauty's Cheeks Out in Butter Biscuit, and I'll be doing that with a dense, fluffy brush. You already know, try to get that bronzer into your hairline, girl. Don't be scared. If any gets in your hair, just take a little bit of water and take out the makeup from your hair. I really want a really sun-kissed look today, so I'm just taking a little bit of bronzer, whatever's left over my brush, and going over my nose with that as well. I'll be using for blush the Kosas Color and Light Creme Duo, but I'm only using the blush today, and I typically use both of these items combined. But today, because I really want a golden sun-kissed look, I went in with the Golden Illuminator from Iconic London, and I'll only be using the peachy blush called Velvet Melon. Once again, I am using my beauty blender to blend in the blush. I like to try different placements of my blush depending on the look that I'm going for. And today I am really dragging and blending that blush up into my hairline. And I really want to make sure that I'm blending the blush upwards into my hairline and not downwards, so that I'm not dragging my face down, but instead lifting it up with that color. And I'm also making sure to get the apples of my cheeks. Just going in with whatever is left over on the back of my hand of the Iconic Illuminizer and just putting that again on my cheekbones to bring back some of that highlight. I'm using a lip liner that I have from NARS that is brownie in tone because I am going to go in with a lighter lipstick later on that's a bit too light for my skin tone. So I like to deepen it a little bit and contour the lip with a lip liner before going in with my lipstick. Once I'm done lining my lips, I'll be going in with Dose of Colors collaboration with Desi and Katie in No Shade. I don't believe that this color is available anymore, but I basically wanted a very light nude that was not pinky, that was not yellowy, but more in the neutral zone, neutral beigey tone to go with my eye look. That's what I was feeling today. Lately, I've really been in the mood to do that 90s concealer kind of lip look that can be flattering if you find the right tone for your skin, as well as contour the lip a little bit so that your lip is not just completely meshing with your foundation. I think it's a really beautiful look and not a look that we've been used to in the last few years, but was definitely really popular in the 90s. So right now I'm just going back in with that lip liner to enhance the contour of my lip so that, again, it's not just completely a completely blank lip look. And I'm just taking a pencil brush, whatever you have. If you have specifically a lip brush that you want to use, I just used here a eyeshadow brush and I am blending in the lip color with my lip liner. And I messed up a bit, so I'm just going in with my Sigma brush and I'm just cleaning up the edges of my lips to just not have it as messy as it was and just clean up the line a bit. Now I'm just finishing up the look with MAC Fix Plus, just to bring back some of that luminosity to the skin that I really enjoy. I'm really glad that you came and stopped by and watched today's video. It was really fun filming this look, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that I hope that I was able to share some of my tips with you. Thank you so much for chilling with me today. Please don't forget to subscribe, click on the notification bell, and if you enjoyed today's video, please click on the like button. Bye!